Hello students, let's deal with the practical part of the data file handling. You see, in the first program we are going to read a text file data.txt which has been opened in the read mode, and we have read the file, stored the contents in a variable, and then displayed the variable onto the monitor, and finally closed the file. You see, there are three steps in data file handling program. First step is opening the file firstly, either in read or write mode. Here, since we have to read the file, so the mode is R, means read. So firstly we have called this method open, and this method has got two arguments. It can have other arguments also, but importantly there are two arguments. The first argument is the file to be opened, okay, and the second argument is the mode of the file. Okay, so this is mode. R means read mode. Okay, similarly we can have other modes, W mode, W for writing, A mode, A for append mode, and so on. So this is the first statement, FIN, this is the file reference. Okay, so it is connected, this file reference refers to this file, okay, in read mode. So we have opened the file in read mode. Then I have called the read function. Okay, read function, what it will do, it will read all the contents of the file and store the content in this variable str. And what we are doing, we are printing the content, okay, which is there in the str. Okay, and finally this is the final point, the file has to be closed. Okay, so we have to use open or close method with the file reference, okay, not directly with the file itself. Okay, so whatever data is there in data.txt, it will be read and displayed onto the monitor. Firstly, I would like to show you the content of this file. Okay, this you can see, this is the notepad file, this is data.txt, you can see very clearly. Okay, and this is the content of a text file, okay, data.txt. See clearly. Now I am minimizing it. Now let us run this small program. Okay, let us run it. This is fh1.py, so run fh1. You can see, okay, here is the output. Okay, let me scroll it up. Okay, this is, okay, it is very clear that the contents of the file has been displayed. Okay, so this is the content of the file. In this way we can read the contents of a text file, right? Steps are simple: opening the file, reading the file, printing the contents of the file onto the monitor by using print method, and finally closing the file. Okay, so these are the steps we have to follow in each and every program. Okay, now let's move on to the next program, which is, or you can, okay, this is the next program. Okay, now here again I have opened the file data.txt in read mode. Okay, this time file reference is fin1. Now the function I have invoked is read lines. Okay, in the notes you must have read there are three functions to read the contents of a text file: read function, read line, and read lines. Here I have used read lines. Okay, what it will do, it will read all the lines of the text file, okay, and store all the lines into the string, into the variable str. Okay, now using for loop, okay, for x in str, it will print all the contents. all the lines of the contents, and finally we have closed the file. Okay, so closing and opening the file is very important. Okay, firstly we open the file, then we close the file, and in between we have to read and display. Okay, so we have used here for loop, okay, because it contains, str contains multiple lines. Okay, now let us run this program. This is fh2. Now you can see the content. Okay, let me scroll it up. You can see all the contents, means all the lines are being displayed. First line, second line, third line, fourth line, and so on. So line by line all the contents of the file will be displayed. Okay, so in this program we have used read lines. Okay, in the previous one we had used read only. Okay, so read function will read all the contents. Okay, but read lines also read all the contents, but it reads line by line. Okay, this is the difference. Now let's move on to the next program. Okay, this is the next program. Okay, you can see. Okay, you see in the next program what we have done is, firstly we have opened the file in read mode. Okay, the same file data.txt, you can see. Okay, then we have read the contents of the file, all the contents. Okay, and stored it in this variable str. Now here we have used a split function. Okay, now this split function, it will split the whole contents of the file into words, different words. Okay, and all the words will be there in this list L, right? Now here what we are doing is we are basically counting the number of characters, okay, in this file, number of characters of the contents of this file. Okay, so in order to count the number of characters we have used this variable count char. Initially its value is 0. Now we are implementing for loop for I in L. Okay, so it will read all the words. Okay, and what we are doing is count char is equal to count char plus len I. Okay, since I is the word, okay, because this is split function, it is splitting the whole contents in terms of words. Okay, so len I means the length of words. Okay, now it is being added to this variable, and finally outside the loop we are printing count char, means all the characters will be counted in this way. Okay, and all the characters, the number of characters is being displayed by using print method. Okay, and finally we are closing the file. Okay, let us see how many characters are there in this file. Okay, let us run this program. You can see here is the output. Okay, there are 264 characters in this text file data.txt. Okay, so this is the program to find number of characters in a text file. Okay, so these kind of programs will be coming in your exam, mind you, so do it carefully. Okay, so see it, watch it carefully, and try to practice it on your system. Now next move on to the next program. It is fh3. Now let's move on to fh4. Now this program is counting the number of words in a text file. Okay, the method is same, steps are same. Firstly we open the file in read only mode, then we have read all the contents and stored the contents in variable str. Now we have split the whole contents in terms of words and stored it in a list L. Now there is a variable count words, its initial value is 0. Now we are implementing for loop for I in L. Now count words is equal to count words plus 1. Okay, so each time it will read the words from L, okay, in terms of I. okay, and the number of or the value of count words is being increased by 1, okay, and outside the for loop it is printing count words, okay, means number of words it contains, okay. So this is also a very simple program, okay. We are reading the file, splitting the contents of the file in terms of words and counting the number of words, okay, by using for loop, okay. So what will for do? For will traverse through all the words, okay, which are there in L, okay, and whenever it will traverse through a word, okay, the value of this variable will be incremented by 1, okay. So in this way we are displaying the number of words, okay. Let us run it. Now you can see there are total 50 words in this file, okay. So if you, okay, look at the file, okay, you can count the number of words, okay, it is 50, okay. So till now we have been reading the file, a text file. Now let's move on to the next program, program 5. Yes, in program 5 also, okay, we are reading the text file data.txt, okay, read it using read, split it, okay, in words. Now what we are doing is, if this file, text file, contains is word, is, okay, so it is counting the number of is words, okay. So wherever is appears it will be counted, okay, and this variable count, okay, it will be incremented by 1, okay. You can see in the for loop, for I in L, if I is equal to is, means the word it is reading, okay, if it is equal to is, then the value of count is being increased by 1, okay. And finally we are printing count, means the number of is, okay, and then closed, okay. Let us run this program and see how many is are there in this program. Okay, there is 1, means there is only one is, okay. Let us check. You can see one is and there is no is anywhere in this file, okay. So there is only one is, okay, that is why the number of is we have got is 1, okay. So these kind of programs will be coming in exam, okay. So watch it carefully and try to understand each and every step. So let us move on to the next file now, okay. This is a different program, okay. Till program 5, fh5, okay, we have been reading the file, okay. Now here we are going to write something, okay, to the same file. Here you can see first line is fout is equal to open data.txt comma a. Here file is data.txt but mode is a means append. Append means now we can write something without erasing the previous content of the file, okay. Means the new content will be added at the end of the previous content, okay. Here you can see now how to write. Simply we can use a write method, okay, write or write lines, okay. So fout dot write, now /n means it will be written from the next line, welcome to the world of internet, then again next line, okay. Okay, so this line will be written, okay, to this file, and here we are displaying a message writing finished, okay, and then closing, okay. So we are going to write this line, okay. Let us change this line so that it is visible. Okay, let us write internet is the network of networks. Okay, so let us write this. Okay, and let us run this. Now you can see in the output window writing finished. Okay, now let us check, okay, whether this line has been added to the file or not. Okay, let us again open it. Let us open the file. It is there in admin Python projects. You can see data.txt here, and let us open it again. Now you can see, okay, this line has been added. Internet is the network of networks. Okay, so in this way we can write a line or multiple lines, okay, to a text file. Okay, very simple. Open the file in append mode. Okay, we have written a line using write function. Okay, printed a message, and then finally close the file. Okay, so writing is also very simple. Now let's move on to the next file. Now this is, here we are opening a new file, data.stu.txt. Okay, and this is, the mode is W, means whatever we will write, okay, the previous data will be erased, okay, and this data will be written over it. Now here we are taking the input, okay, from the user, how many records you want to write in a file. Okay, so number of records will be there in n, and n times we will be executing these lines, okay, using for loop for I in range n. Enter details of record, okay, I plus 1. Enter the title of book, okay, title of book will be stored in title. Similarly, enter price of book, which will be stored in price. And finally, in this variable record, okay, we are storing title, comma, price. Okay, and then we are writing by using write method, write function, write record. Okay, and then closing. Okay, so this program will be writing multiple records to a file data.stu.txt. Okay, now let us change the file name 1. Okay, now let us run it. Now, how many records do you want to write in file? Let us say 2 records. Enter details of the record 1. Enter title. Title, let us say Siddhartha. Price, let us say 125. Second, cursor is coming here, but actually it is here. Title is any title. This is it, any title. And price is 215. Okay. Okay, you can see process finished, right? So these 2 records we have written to the file. Okay, now let us check. Let us open data stu1. Okay, let us open it. Data stu1. Okay, you can see it has been automatically created. Okay, because this file was not there previously. Okay, so in writing mode, okay, if you mention a new data file, then data file will automatically be created in the same folder. Now you can open it from here and you can see, okay, we had written in the same format Siddhartha, comma, price. This is it, comma, this is the price. Okay, so in this way we can store multiple records in a text file. Okay, let's move on to the next program. Now in this program we have used a module pickle. Okay, pickle module has two functions, dump and load functions, which is used to write data to a binary file or read data from a binary file. Okay, so pickle module is used for the binary file actually. So what we are going to write, we are going to write a dictionary E which contains these values, okay, in terms of key value pairs. Namita 25,000, Manya 30,000, Tanu 20,000. Now we are opening the file m.dat, okay, and the mode is WB, means writing mode, and binary file, B for binary file. Okay, now we need to write E to this file. How would we write? Using dump method, because it is a binary file. So with binary file we don't have to use write. With binary file we are supposed to use dump method of pickle module. So we'll be referencing pickle also. Pickle.dump E. Okay, E means the data is to be written and F1 is the file reference. Okay, so this is how we can write data. Okay, and close. Now let us change the name because it is already there. So let us make it emp1.dat. Okay, so that it can create a fresh file. Now let us run it. You can see, okay, the program has been executed, program finished. Now let us check the content of emp1.dat. Since it is a binary file, so data will not be readable. There will be data, but it will not be readable for the users. Okay, because it is in a binary format, it is understood only by the system. Let us check. Open. You can see here it is text, so make it all files, and you can see the emp1. Yes, this is emp1.dat. Let us open it. You can see, okay, so there are contents, okay, but it is not readable. Okay, why? Because it is the binary format, binary file. Okay, so this program is showing how to write something to a binary file. Okay, now the last program. Okay, how we can read the data of a binary file. Now let us read the same data. So let us open the file emp1.dat in RB mode. R means read mode, and B for binary file. Okay, so mode is RB. Now how to read data from a binary file? Using load method. Okay, so pickle.load, okay, and it takes only the file reference. Okay, now whatever it will read, okay, will be stored in a variable E. Okay, now print E. We are printing, okay, onto the monitor, and we are also printing the type of E. Okay, means the data it will store, okay, what kind of data it is, whether it is a dictionary, okay, whether it is a string or int, whatever it is. And here I have used a for loop for X in E, okay, so that it can display the data separately, key and the value. X is the key, comma, and this is the value. Okay, now let us run it. Now you can see, okay, let me scroll it up a little. You can see, firstly we displayed E, print E. Okay, so all the data, the whole data has been displayed. You can see the data has been displayed, okay, in terms of dictionary, okay, since all the data has been enclosed within curly braces, okay. Then print type E, what kind of data it is, means what is the data type? Data type you can see dict, means dictionary. Okay, now we have used for loop, okay, where I have displayed separately key and value x comma like this. Namita, its value, Manya 30,000, Tanu 20,000, okay. So in this way we can read the binary file and display the contents in whatever manner we want. Okay, hopefully you must have understood the programs of data file handling is very easy. Once you start practicing it, it will sound very easy to you. Okay, that's all. Thank you.